Hey everyone, Garrett here today with Terry, back on the latest, greatest live stream of all time, the Naked Famous Denim live stream. Thank you guys for joining us. We got a lot of people in the chat already.
Welcome.
Good job, guys. We got BD, Canadian Penny, KMX, Thomas. By the way, Canadian Penny, you've been doing a good job in the comments section. We'll talk about more later, but a lot of interesting comments as of late, and there's some good people out there. I'm sure you guys are watching who've been going around and let's say correcting the narrative or the fake news.
Yes, the fake news. Deleting fake news. Yeah, good to see a lot of familiar face there. The more, so happy to see you in here as well. Definitely put smiles on our face every time we see your name there as well. There, yeah. So we have another happy week over here.
Mm-hmm.
From Denim Land, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And I guess we should talk about the jackets right away before we go there, because Solomon said a good question.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but of course there's the elephant in the room, I guess you could say.
Yes, today's release.
Today's release. So the main release, I think we should talk about the main... Should we? No, we'll talk about these first.
Yeah, we'll talk about these
This
first.
is the secondary release, but these have been a long time coming. And these are the Indian camo jackets. The fabric is not from India. It's actually Japanese fabric, but this is an Indian camouflage print. Terry and I wouldn't say we're camouflage nerds, but we're camouflage appreciators.
Yeah, definitely aware.
Uh-huh.
Camo aware.
Yes, and we were actually looking at a bunch of different camos recently in Japan, and we were very tempted. But this is from a previous, I remember Bezad and I looking at this one, and we just thought, that's the one.
Yeah.
And now it's finally come to fruition. It's finally available in the jackets. I'm wearing the zip jacket.
He's got the zippy boy. Yeah, the zip jacket.
Got the pockets here. And I don't know, I might have to take this one home. I'm very tempted. I just don't want to take one away from you guys. That's the problem, is like if I take one, there's one less for everybody else. What do you think? Terry, which one are you wearing?
I'm wearing the same fabric here, but I've got the classic chore coat over here. This one has almost like the classic, kind of like really gives you, if it wasn't for these two pockets, it looks kind of like a vintage military style, like a dress or something like that.
Like
I really, again, like Garrett, I thought I'll put one on for the stream, just to show the people. Yeah, it's growing on me. It's a light fabric, so it's not super heavyweight. It is light, but it's tightly woven, so it drapes very well. It's kind of comfy. It's soft on the skin, and it's I kind of like it there. And the last time this happened, I actually wore the corduroy jacket. I ended up buying the corduroy jacket. So I think I've got to stop wearing the product in the video because I end up buying them.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now, it's the perfect, like Terry and I just went outside to grab some beverages, and this is the perfect weather where it's like not quite warm enough where you can wear a t-shirt, but not cold enough where you really need to warrant like a proper jacket. So just having like a denim jacket or something like this, just like kind of a light layer on top is just what you need. And I gotta say, I am very tempted right now. By the way, we don't have like a lot to talk about or less a lot planned for this stream. Yeah. So this is going to be the stream for you guys. If you got questions, we definitely have time to answer them. So get your questions in the chat, and we'll try to answer them. We'll talk about the knives in just a second, but I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody here.
Yeah, the voice to the people. The people want to talk
Sullivan
about denim.
is in Scotland. He's wearing his Elephant 13s. Very nice.
You know who else was in Scotland recently?
Oh, yeah, I do. Bezad and Risa.
Bezad and Risa.
I don't know if they're back yet. They must be.
They must be back. They got one Galupa to ship out over there, but they took some really, really cool photos there, and I was really, really jealous.
Yeah, they were in a biplane.
They were in a biplane?
Yeah.
I just saw them like on the hills and everything, and like, oh man, I kind of wish I was there. But.
Yeah, we were messaging, and he's like, "Yo, check out this airplane." And I'm like, "That's sweet."
It was pretty cool.
But anyways, the more she said she picked up 2 of the Higo no Kami knives and realized the Fern jackets released. I had to go back to pick up the Torco. Yes.
Yeah, what I'm wearing.
It was kind of a stealth release. Like I wanted to talk about it, but then just because of everyone's schedules here, I didn't have time to shoot photos for it to put on the the Instagram and all that. So tomorrow I'll probably do some lifestyle photos with Tristan because he's a good-looking young lad.
Yeah, he's a pretty young boy.
So yeah, we'll get this on him, maybe myself too, who knows, and we'll go out and take some pictures and post it, and then probably everyone else will kind of find out But yeah, they're available on the website right now. So if you didn't know, now you know. Canadian Penny says he's washed his Craftsman 10 times and didn't want them to get too gross, and now he's got some nice vintage low contrast fades coming in.
Cool.
Very good. I'm a big proponent of the low contrast vintage fades. I never worry about washing. I know a lot of people are kind of like anti-wash, and I have pair, like I have a 32 ounce pair, never wash. Great, I enjoy it, and if that's what you like, that's cool. But for me, I'm never afraid of washing. In fact, I washed my pair of Left Hand Tool Strong Guys last night, and I kind of put them in late in the evening, and so as I was going to sleep, it was still running, and I fell asleep before they even finished, so they were just sitting in my washing machine.
Did they get like crumpled or?
No, they didn't get crumpled. Like
creased?
Sometimes if you leave stuff wet in your washing machine, it gets that smell.
Yeah.
But luckily, I keep my washing machine very clean, and I always let it dry out after. So I pulled them out, and it was fine the next morning. I threw them in the dryer, but I had to go to work. So right now I'm wearing the undyed Frankenstein True Guys.
Yeah.
Which I just kind of keep here at work as one of the. I don't know. I have lots of pants all around.
Pants we got over here.
I got pants.
Yeah, we got pants over here at Naked and Famous. No one's ever run out of pants over here.
Woody says, where is the Elephant 13 back in stock? It's not really back in stock. There may be some retailers who still have it.
A couple of returns recently.
Okay, a couple of returns. But you can always head over to nakedfamousdenim.com, go to the news section, find the blog post for the Elephant 13, and there's going to be a full list of all the retailers who received it and which fits they received. So odds are there's probably a pair out there for you somewhere if you check. Yeah. That being said, speaking of which, we're kind of going off on a tangent, but Elephant 13.
Yeah, we're 7 minutes in.
If you don't know, we are doing a three-way collaboration with Rose Anvil and Russell Moccasins and Naked Famous Denim, and we're combining basically the Russell Moccasin with the Rose Anvil Blood Core leather and Naked and Famous Denim Elephant 13 red core on the quarters. So the first pre-order already opened and is fully sold out. So if you weren't able to get to pair, you won't be able in the first round. Luckily, we do have plans to be doing a second round of those. So if you didn't get in on the first time, you will have the opportunity to get in on it again at some point.
Yeah, maybe they can put my name on there on the top of the list for those Russell Moccasins. Pretty fancy.
Yes, there's going to be more red core elephants on the way. In what shape or form, I'm not quite sure, but there will be a second opportunity to get the red core elephant or some variation of it coming soon.
That'd be really cool.
Soonish.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. I think Brandon might visit Rose Anvil Weston in a little bit there, but it'd be cool to get Weston up here. I saw.
Well, he's a busy guy. So
he's a busy guy though. Kind of cool. I saw he went to New Balance though, and we're at least as big as they are.
Exactly. Way cooler too.
Yeah, way cooler than New Balance.
Okay. KMX, is there a particular reason why super stretch denims only come with a zip fly like they do in the Comfort series? Yeah, it just works better. For the button fly just doesn't work as well.
Yeah, with the stretch of the denim.
We don't do it because we want to. It's just that's just the way it is. When is the green cast coming out? Maybe. Which green cast?
Yeah, I don't think we have any green cast in the immediate future.
No. There's green cast coming for fall winter 25.
Yeah. Fall.
Yes. I'd be surprised if people didn't watch Twatty, but I want to say here it's really wonderful. Lots to learn of personalities.
Why, thank you, BD.
Yes. If you don't already know, I'm sure you do. We have a show called This Week at Tate and Yoko, which is kind of our variety show, I guess you could say.
It was particularly variety oriented.
We do all types of random things. There's kind of informational stuff. Some things are more entertainment or contests.
Yeah.
We do a lot of. Sometimes we'll do indigo dyeing. A few episodes back, we did natural indigo dyeing, which was fun. So there's always something new and exciting on This Week in Tate and Yoko. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll get to see all of that good content coming straight into your eye holes.
Yep.
For free, 100% free. And if you can, do me a huge favor, hit the like button already.
That's right, like button.
We're only we only got 8 likes.
Oh man,
we need to get those numbers up. We gotta pump it up.
Starving for likes.
right now. So let's get those likes up.
Yeah, and we'll keep on dumping the chat and giving voices to the people here. We want to hear the voices, so this is going to be the episode, the democratic episode.
Is there going to be a restock of the MIJ Amidori? No.
I don't
the
think
MIJ
so.
12.
Yeah, it's MIJ 12.
We don't have any plans for that, but we do have 2 MIJs coming up soon. We have the lightweight one.
On the boat.
And also the Tokushima hand-dyed by Kakishibu.
Yeah, that's a deluxe.
Also a super deluxe pair that are also on their way. So 2 new MIJs that are going to be sometime this summer.
Yeah.
And then we got even more MIJ stuff in the pipeline.
Oh, yeah. For our little Japan trip there, we saw some really, really cool future MIJs. So exciting times there. But yeah, more MIJs on the boat coming soon. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, let's keep on going down through the chat there to give a little bit of get some words.
Ted asks when the 50 ounces are coming out. Don't worry, we already tried to convince them, so who knows?
We had to do some negotiations. So I remember Brandon was like, so 50? And the guy kind of like shook his head and he's like, maybe 45, meet in the middle. And I was like,
yeah.
42?
Who knows?
40 plus 1?
One cool thing is I'm gonna well, I'll talk about it now just because I'm editing the video right now. Right before this, I was just not finishing up. I'm probably a third of the way through editing the Japan trip video, and you're going to want to watch it because in that you can see
me,
Terry, myself, but also the loom of the 40 ounce.
Yes, that is.
There is a little, for just a little bit, you can see the loom, and we'll show you basically the mega-sized shuttle that we use for it.
I actually took back some of it was still like fed up with like all like the yarn, like the 40 ounce.
Oh, do you have some 40 ounce?
I do have some 40 ounce yarn that I stuffed in my pocket and like I smuggled across the borders, and now it's sitting in the like on my nightstand.
You should bring it.
I should bring it. It's like a very thick, almost like a twine. Mm-hmm. Less like cotton thread, more like twine. Yeah. Blue indigo twine.
It's going to be a long video. I can already tell you it's probably going to be close to like an hour long. Whole thing.
That's like a Sunday, Saturday morning with like a beverage of your choice.
Maybe even longer, but I think I'll do 2 versions. I'll do one where there's a cut down version where it's just the mill part and maybe the yarn spinning. And then I'll do one that is like the full shebang. And if you want to throw that on and hang out and
just chill,
see what the whole experience is like, then you can watch that for an hour and a half, however long it is. Feature film,
it'd be cool. Yeah, like I actually watch some long form videos on like Saturday morning on like a favorite channel, and I'll just like kind of wake up with a coffee and just kind of chill there, like look at the birds and stuff. I love
long videos. Yeah, because there's nothing worse than putting on a 5 or 10 minute video and it ends and it plays an ad, or it goes to another video and you're like chopping vegetables or like chopping some raw chicken, and then you have to like wash your hands, and then find another video because it's so short. So that's why I like putting on the long videos. You just kind of set it and forget it.
YouTube Premium, that's what I did.
You know what's weird? Here's a question for the chat. On my Switch, computer, phone, there's ads. But for some reason, on the Roku that I used to have, no ads. And on my PlayStation 4 Pro, no ads. I don't know whether it's maybe something to do with the user agreement with PlayStation, like you cannot run ads.
I feel like it might be, yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know if it's just me or if it's you guys too. I'm curious in the chat. If you have a PlayStation PS5 or PS4 Pro, let me know. Do you get ads on
YouTube?
On YouTube.
I bought an LG OLED a couple of years ago, and for the first like year or 2 years of owning, like I never had any ads. I was like, yay, like free YouTube Premium. And then one day I was just like bombarded with like relentless and unending and like soul crushing adverts. So I actually like
for me it's almost worth it just to buy a PlayStation just to get no ads on
YouTube. No, like I pay for YouTube Premium to keep my sanity.
Oh, I don't.
to keep my
pay
to keep my sanity there. I was getting, I'm a very chill guy, but I was getting unreasonably upset.
You know what's crazy is I pay for like Google Drive and all this stuff.
Yes.
But that doesn't include. You think they'd throw it in?
I think, yeah, man. I pay for Google Drive too. They should throw it in. Come on, sweeten the deal, Google.
Yeah, get a bundaroo, Okay, what else are people saying here in the chat?
Okay.
Is the MIJ 10 constantly resupplied? It's not constantly resupplied, but we do have more on the way. Like it's gonna be back again.
Yeah.
So you can just sign up for a back in stock notification on the size and item that you want, and eventually there will be more.
Yeah, then the MIJ10, that's the jacket I wore like every day in Japan.
I'm kind of jealous
Like,
because
literally
I have
every
the
day.
12 and I really like the 12, but I'm like, maybe I should have took the 10 instead.
Like
I guess I could get one too when it comes, but I feel like it's bad to like
You're not gonna be
have
cheating
too
on the
much
12.
stuff.
Yeah,
I like to commit to one, and fade it.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to commit to just one denim jacket, but like that's just one denim jacket, not one jacket in general.
Yeah.
I'm very poly jacket.
Yeah, I got too many jackets.
Big on jackets.
Maybe
there.
not too many. I just ordered another jacket today.
And
True story.
And you're also like sorely tempted by this jacket over here.
Yeah, Chris, who is our website admin guy, he came to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a gift for somebody," and he wanted to buy them like an MA1 bomber jacket. He's like, "What brand should I get? Like, what should I do?" So I'm like, "Oh, we should get it on Grailed. Like, you can get like a cool vintage one or like a something just a little bit better than Alpha Industries." So we go on and it's like I see one there that's like exactly the one I want in my size, vintage, and then I'm like, all right, add to cart.
You bought the jacket.
I bought.
So yeah, he asked for help for his friend, and then you just bought the jacket for yourself.
Yes,
So that's how
I basically just like sniped the one. Yeah.
Oh well. We're gonna jump back in the chat again real quick. We had some good questions over there. Yeah, Wisconsinites do like the Russell Moccasins. I think Wisconsinites and like Canadians are like quite close. They like the cheese. They got the accents. They live in the sticks, surrounded by trees.
I think they have more of an accent than we don't really have accents compared to
Well, because
them.
we're in Eastern Canada.
Is that where they filmed that movie?
Fargo?
Fargo. Is that
Maybe.
Wisconsin?
Maybe.
They have funny accents in that movie.
They do cheese curds. We do cheese curds. They're on team.
They like hockey, don't they?
I think they like hockey a lot.
Terry and I were just talking like when we went to the corner store to get this Fresca, by the way,
Strawberry Phantom.
about how we don't really like follow hockey. Like even in our company, there's only maybe one or two people that follow hockey, but almost no one here does, which is kind of not normal.
A funny coincidence here in Montreal.
Everyone here loves hockey, except us.
Except everyone works here.
All right. Dirty Fade True Guy restock anytime soon. Send us an email. I'm not quite sure on that one, but we try to restock the core as much as possible. So
yeah. If it's not in there,
probably,
like it's just a matter of time before it comes back. It will come back.
Someone's asking about the Asiagi Sashiko worksheet. People ask about this every single time, and I'm sorry, but the answer is always the same. It's like it's just not. It's coming
soon.
It's coming. Luckily, it's not fall winter yet. We still have time. It's coming. Don't worry.
Denim Naked Famous trucker hat, kind of like my 50 hat over there, with maybe the mesh back.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Mesh back hat.
Oh, it was all like someone faded it all nice.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
This hat is extremely faded. I wore this all the way for Peru.
Well, yeah, someone was asking about this hat.
Yellow
so if you want one of these,
just yellow on the back.
Just search.
What's the style of hat?
A-3 cap. This is like a vintage one, but just go on eBay. A lot of people make this pattern, and it's like herringbone. So you can see there is the pattern. You can also get them in like denim and stuff. I kind of want to make one, honestly, for us because we don't have a hat, and we need to bring back hats.
The trucker hat.
So I need to find
for a denim trucker hat with mesh back.
Need to find a hat manufacturer that can make some A3 caps and some trucker caps in denim. That would be great. We just need to find that factory.
Okay, cool. Bucket. Yeah, the same.
No progress on the bucket hats.
Sorry, Steve. New York Steve. He desperately wants. He's a bucket hat man.
True. He does look good in a bucket hat. Speaking of which, he will make a little cameo.
Mini Steve. New York Steve cameo.
Later.
He's a little camera shy.
This episode. But I've somehow convinced him.
Yeah.
To get on the show.
He's a good-looking guy. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he's too good-looking. Okie dokie. Yeah. Definitely a lot of people out there have like a jacket addiction, just like Pedro over there. I do have.
You can never have too many jackets.
Oh, I got a lot of jackets.
You can't see, but there's a rolling rack right over here, and it's just all of my jackets.
It's Garrett's jackets.
And then we got 2 Canada Gooses right back here, which are exactly the same.
He doesn't live here,
but
folks.
One's red and one's
He
navy.
doesn't live here, folks. It's a lot of jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep into the double digits. Oh yeah, Fargo's from Minnesota, not Wisconsin.
Okay.
1,000 apologies and
Minnesotans.
A great shame upon us. A great shame upon us.
All right. I want to talk about the other thing that we
Okay.
did release today, which
Let
is this right here.
Ooh.
Doo-doo-doo. So if you haven't been watching for a while, you might not know, but this is their Selvage Denim Higo no Kami knife. So these released today. It's got a nice VG10 steel blade, reverse tanto blade. So it's got that kind of like sheep's hoof.
What do we get? Do I put my hand behind it?
There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Sheep's foot kind of looking blade. Anyways, these were very popular today. I think we still have a few left.
We still got them.
We still have a few, but there is going to be a lot of shipping going on tomorrow.
Yes.
A lot of these are going to be shipping out. So if you don't know, basically what it is it's a knife made out of denim and metal. And the way we do that is a process where we basically make a laminate. Take a whole bunch of pieces of denim, stack it up, put some resin in between, compress it and heat it, and then it cures. It becomes this like basically like a brick.
Yeah.
And then that gets milled into the shape, and then of course the blade is made and installed as well. So I'm very happy with this. The big thing about this, and I'll get into this in a little bit, my little rant, but we're not the first people to make this type of composite denim and use it in a knife handle. That is true. We're not the first people to make a denim knife handle. But what we are the first is doing it with the Selvage ID. So that's that red, white line. As far as I can tell, I scoured the internet.
We took a look.
We could not find anybody else who is using Selvage Denim and including the Selvage ID in the knife. So that was kind of our mission. Brandon's been on this mission for the last 3 years. This is the dream, is to make a Selvage Denim knife with the Selvage ID. Finally, we have done it. And I'm super happy that it came out. I'm super happy the response is great, that people are really enjoying these. Tried to keep the price as low as possible, but I think it's something cool. A little bit of history. But one thing I did notice that is kind of interesting, and it's, I don't know, it's fine.
It's fine. Yes.
But for some reason, and this is why I love you guys so much, the denim community is in general very understanding, very, I want to say like polite and positive. You guys are super positive.
Yeah, we're not gatekeeping.
We don't gatekeep. There's never like mean. Rarely are there mean people. There's no trolls in the chat. There's no one, talking down on people. So in general, I'd say the denim community is like one of the more healthier communities in terms of, just people being nice to each other.
Yeah.
And supporting each other and just being happy that we all share this hobby. That being said, I know maybe the knife community is not the same. I think I could just taste it that all of a sudden when we made these knives, there were people who weren't necessarily part of the denim community coming out of the woodwork, and they didn't quite understand maybe what we were doing or what we were saying. And there was a little bit of negativity. I will say a little bit of negativity. I could sense some people that vibes, were, I don't know why, but they just not as positive as what I'm used to. So I was kind of taken aback. And then I realized, oh, you know what? These are people who are new. They don't know who we are. They don't know what we're doing. And maybe just the knife community is a little bit more aggressive or a little
bit sharper.
A little sharper, a little rough around the edges.
Sharper.
You could say. One thing that people kept on saying that kind of I found a little bit annoying, I will say, is people were like, oh, you guys, that what you're doing is nothing new. And I'm like, yeah, it's not nothing new. Using this basically process to make this composite. And they're like, it's called Micarta. People make it all the time. I make it at work too. Da 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 da. And the amount of people who are on the comments being like, you guys are dumb. It's called Micarta. Just call it Micarta. And I didn't reply to all the comments just because, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing I wanted to say, and I did say, is it's not Micarta.
No, it's not.
You cannot call it Micarta
Yeah.
because that is a trademark, a registered trademark. It is a composite material, but it's not Micarta. It's like Kleenex.
Yeah, Kleenex,
or
Xerox,
Hoover, Xerox.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a registered trademark. It's the name of a company. You cannot use it, and if you do, you might get in some legal trouble. So if you're a knife maker and you're not buying the brand name material and you're making it yourself, I would not use that brand name. Yeah. So anyways, I just thought it was funny that all these people come out of the woodwork. They think they know it all and try to tell us, oh, hey, this is what it's called. Just say what it is. And it's like, but it's not. Yeah. It's not that.
Yeah, we have to clarify that there. I know that this has been a couple of days.
Super Dave says, it's the actually people in the hobby are the worst. Exactly. And it's like, we know.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore knife guy, but I'm a little bit of a knife guy.
You definitely looked into that window and put your foot into that world.
I've spent too much money on knives. So I know enough, I think, about it. Anyways, it was just interesting to see this kind of response and interact with these people who normally maybe don't interact with our brand. And again, it just kind of reminded me how great of a community we have. Everyone's super positive. Everyone's supporting each other, answering each other's questions. And I want to thank you guys, because there are some people who are here in the chat, some people who are in the comments, and they are very positively and nicely correcting people or informing them on our behalf, which I do appreciate, because I can't go in and answer every single comment. So if you're in there in the comments helping to educate the people who are maybe newer to the brand and don't quite know what's going on, thank you very much. You're doing a great job.
Okay, great. Let's kind of go for here. Back into the chats over there. Yeah, definitely a lot of hat talk. People are interested. I think there's a demand for hats. We really got to kind of push and try and get
I love hats.
Some kind of hat there.
I'm a hat man.
A hairstyle, flat cap, mesh back, non-mesh back. Definitely get something. Or the bucket hat for Steve. The cyclist cap, the mechanic style cap that you have over here.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some energy over here.
Maybe a Dixie cap? A Dixie cup cap?
Somewhere out there's a photo of Garrett wearing one. I don't have it, but it does exist on this planet.
just Google Dixie cup hat.
Yeah, I did Dixie cup.
I did try one on in Japan. It's one of those things where if it was $20, $30, probably would have bought it, but not at $120.
Yeah. We were.
Maybe I can get one on surplus on eBay.
We went to Tokyo. We went to some expensive stores which sell just the type of things that Garrett likes a lot.
Yes.
It's kind of specially curated and designed.
Specially curated.
And designed. Just go to straight into his brain and loosen his wallet. That's exactly right. It's a dangerous place to go. Same thing with Brandon. There's some stores over there which
Yeah, me and Brandon,
in Tokyo, it was dangerous.
We
for
have
you guys.
fun in Tokyo.
Yeah, you definitely splashed out. Okay, all right, back into the chats. A video on caring for and sharpening your Higel no Kami knife, probably not, but there's a gajillion knife sharpening.
Do you have a whetstone?
I have at my house. I have the classic Japanese style whetstones.
We could do that. I don't think it's that hard to do.
The hardest part is holding the angle.
Well, there's different ones, but there's ones where they have a V shape and you just have to hold it.
I'm not a huge fan of those ones there. I like the one where you basically, because every knife has its own
grips it. There's lots of different knife sharpening tools and techniques out there. It's a whole thing, and I'm not gonna talk about it because there's gonna be some knife guy in the comments who's like, actually, you're wrong.
Yeah, just be aware. It's not stainless steel. It's good old fashioned carbon steel. It will rust, so don't let it stay wet.
Give it a wipe.
Give it a wipe. If you're leaving it for 2 years, maybe you can wipe with oil. Mm-hmm. That'll be just fine.
Yeah, don't drop it on the floor. Don't chip it.
Yeah.
Try not to stab things that are hard with it.
Yeah. Do not pry, lever, or
Yeah, it's not a pry bar.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try, but
or mix pasta sauces.
Yeah. Generally, I will say. So there is no locking mechanism. The locking mechanism is your thumb that pushes down on here.
Yeah.
So you apply pressure. That being said, this shouldn't really be closing, because you're not going to be pushing against this thing. But basically, you're just going to hold it like that. But this is not you're not going to chop down a tree with this.
This is light duty.
This is light duty. This is for
sharp, but light duty.
Maybe peeling an apple or some cheese or cutting a thread or opening some boxes or packaging. But this is not a heavy duty, like, put all your strength into it knife.
No, not at all.
Don't do that. Because I've had some people in the past where, like, they had the wooden ones and they're like, I was using all my force and I broke it. And I'm like, well...
It's a pocket knife.
It's not really...
It is a true pocket knife, yeah.
For that. I mean, you won't break this one because it's this... The denim composite handle is... Extremely rigid and strong.
Yeah.
But still, don't hurt yourself. Careful.
Yeah, no, not like a big force required there. Okay, keep on going down. To the more, Brandon's truck is alive and well. He brought it back to left. There's other vehicles did not survive. Rest in peace, SL500. But the truck survived. It runs. We got to like pester him again to get it. You know.
There was like 3 Hondas that died and a Husqvarna motorcycle that was brand new.
Yeah, rest in peace. That's too bad.
I kind of wanted to buy it off Brandon because he was like, I'm going to sell it for this much. And I'm like, all right, I could do that. And then 2 months later, destroyed by the flood.
Yeah, you're umming and ahhing about it. Oh, well.
Yes.
Oh, well. Okay, keep on going down. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Brandon. Brandon in the chat. He says, finally found a new hat factory in Japan. Speaking of hats. Fantastic news. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow about that.
All right, Brandon.
There you go. The boss keeping an eye on us. That's excellent. Good stuff.
I can't wait. I need some denim hats.
Okay, great. Okay, good stuff. Ooh, the chat is alive over here. Okay.
A wide brim straw hat. That would be cool. I've always wanted a straw hat, a big one.
Wide brim hats in general are exceedingly practical.
Very practical.
Except
for when you bring it on like the bus or the plane or like any public spaces.
I would say like outside of dense urban areas. Like I have like a.
It's good for like farming and stuff. Like if you have your own little farm.
Like an extra wide boonie hat. Maybe not like a boonie hat. Boonie hat's a little bit shorter, but I have like a kind of a wide.
You can get wide ones.
I have a wide brimmed one. It's waxed, and I just use it when I'm out on the canoe, when I'm kind of hanging out in the country. Protecting myself from the harsh, powerful rays of the sun.
My boonie hat is actually in the summer my most worn hat because it protects your ears, protects the back of your neck.
It just works.
And the killer feature is actually the neck strap. Yeah. Because it's always windy here in Montreal. I don't know why, but it's so windy and the hats are always trying to like blow off.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much wear my boonie hat like all summer long, and mine's like nicely faded by the sun and stuff now. So it's just a woodland camo boonie hat.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Trailer Park Boys X Naked and Famous.
That's a good idea.
Not the craziest ever. I'm not too sure if they do any collabs.
All right, Brandon, if you're still watching, write that down.
Yeah, write that down. Trailer Park Boys collab. We could have like the Ricky jeans or anyway, yeah. If you guys can take a look at that one.
Oh, wait, there was one guy who was talking about Casios up here. I missed that comment.
There's someone mentioned F91W. I saw it. Let's kind of go back up over there.
I don't know. Whoever wrote about the F91W.
Yeah, I bet it was Bayzad.
Write it again.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, Vasco. He joined the Team Casio with a beautiful F91 WG9. I don't know what color that is, but now I understand why you guys like Casios so much. Yes. So, speak of the devil.
Oh, you got the chunker.
I have, this just came in the mail yesterday, and if you watch This Week at Tatenyoko, you'll know that I've recently joined the Casio team. I also started with the F91W, which, if you don't own, everyone should buy one.
If you don't have a watch, it's a great watch.
It's $20.
It tells the time.
It lasts for like 9 years or something.
It's
the battery.
Strong. It's cheap.
It's water. It's not waterproof, but it's like you can take it in the shower or whatever.
Is it heritage? I would say it's heritage.
It's heritage.
It's heritage.
It is worn by the president Barack Obama,
Yeah.
and the leader of Al Qaeda.
Yeah. At the same time, maybe. Who knows?
Probably, yeah. So it is a very iconic watch.
Yeah.
And you'll recognize it if you see it, and I highly recommend you pick one up. But I went down the rabbit hole, which Terry's been... You're not really in the rabbit hole, but you're aware. Bezad went down the rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah, Bezad.
And now I kind of got sucked in, and I like it. And the reason why I love Casios now is they're just so like hard wearing and bulletproof. I used to be into mechanical watches.
They're still cool. Mechanical watches.
Mechanical watches, very cool, beautiful. I love it. I love everything about it. However, the one catch is, I used to stress about it.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, it's just too stressful.
They're so fragile. Like all it takes is like one hit against a doorknob or something. You've either cracked your crystal, or like now your thing's not telling time properly, or oh no, you forget to screw down your crown all the way tight. A little bit of water gets in. That's happened to me before. I went swimming and I didn't screw it down. I thought it was tight, but it wasn't tight enough apparently. So I'm like it didn't ruin the watch, but there was a little bit of like condensation inside, and I was like, oh crap. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah. And like, yeah, the fact that you're wearing like a 500, 1,000, 5,000,
10,000
piece, piece of jewelry on your wrist, that's for a lot of us, that must be stressful.
It's stressful, and yeah, it's cool. I like it. I'm not gonna say no if someone wants to give me one.
I love the beauty. I watched some videos of like vintage watch repair.
Yeah, the beauty is cool.
I think it's fantastic. And this has been around. This is not a new thing. This has been around for such a long time. People have been making like pocket watches, like you know, centuries ago.
Well, for example,
centuries.
Someone in my family is the original owner of a early 1950s Submariner, which is like one of the first Submariners ever made.
Very cool.
I don't know which variant exactly because they made a whole bunch. Anyways, I will probably inherit this watch at some point in time. But the value of this is like a $50,000 to $80,000 watch.
Yeah,
it has a radium dial in it, which is like the super radioactive old loom that they used to use. So servicing it is going to be like almost next to impossible because no one wants to touch that because they'll get cancer.
Will the factory take it?
I don't know. They're really nitpicky about servicing that kind of stuff. They want to replace it with all new parts. Anyways, it's a very expensive watch, very rare, delicate, and I don't think I could even ever confidently wear it, even if I was able to get it serviced, because it's just so much pressure.
You've inherited a museum piece.
Exactly. So it's just one of those
really,
things.
really cool museum piece.
Yeah. So back to the topic, Casios and G-Shocks. That's why I love how it's such a tool watch. It really is the essence of like a tool watch, because all these mechanical, Rolex, Tudor.
I'm gonna get a close up on how beat up mine is.
Here, you can show like a brand new one.
So yeah, let's put the new one up first here. So Garrett's basic. Here's Garrett's watch. I'm trying to get on the angle here so you can kind of see like how.
Yeah, put it more in the middle. There you go. Back it up.
Focus.
There we go.
There we go.
So that's the current, basically like the current one, I guess you could say.
Yeah, weeks old, days old.
And so then we'll do the side by side.
This is mine that I've had for 15 years and worn almost every single day.
So you can see how shiny and like rounded off.
I'm trying to get like my edges are rounded off, my lettering's gone. I have like deep gouges on my watch face. Original battery, yeah. But yeah, 15 years on my wrist every day, not worrying about it, going on like half marathons, Spartan runs, mud runs, rock climbing, hunting, camping.
And it's still
traveling.
Keeping perfect time.
Yeah, it still keeps great time.
Which is just crazy.
It still does this job.
So anyways, partially because of Bezad's fault. And I don't know.
He's dangerous.
Partially
you hang out with Bezad there. He's like, I think I might want to buy this. Like, don't worry about it. Well, I know a shop in Tokyo. We'll go there. And before you know it, we're in like Yodobashi camera. Like the guys, wearing the white gloves, pulling the watches out from the case. Like, whoa, it's all happening so fast.
So I picked up this one in Tokyo with Bezad.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much. And I found out, well, actually, I tried it on at Bezad's house because he has this one, that they make this other version nearly identical.
Watch talk.
Nearly identical. And it is, like, let me put it side by side.
None of this stuff is focusing.
There we go. So, like,
wow, the time
you wouldn't be able to see really a difference unless you know what to look for. But this is basically a reproduction of the original G-Shock. So they're like, hey, we're gonna, instead of spending $5,000 on getting an old vintage
you should show the back there actually.
Yeah, so you can see the back. You can see it has a screw down case back.
Very shiny, but take our word for it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. This is a reproduction, and I love my repros, as you do know. And so you can see here, this is the made in Japan, made in the original factory as the first edition, whereas this one's made in Thailand. This is arguably a much better watch because it's got all the modern features.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't. But it's cooler.
This one's like the cotton thread of the denim.
Yes, this is the cotton thread versus this is the poly cotton. Anyways, so yeah, I'm already like sucked into the G-Shock world. Have my eye on another one. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't look too close. This is far too dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially when you chat with Bayzad there, like he's like.
Well, Bayzad's
he'll never say don't buy it. You know.
Bayzad's got the Mr. G's. He's already like he's fully sucked in.
I don't know if he showed up on his streams there.
Oh, I'm sure he showed up. I saw the
carbon ones, the titanium ones, all the carbon.
If you're gonna watch Bayzad's stream tomorrow, you ask him to show you your Mr. G.
Yeah, pull up
his Mr. G collection.
He's got a collection.
I need to take my jacket off. I'm getting too hot.
Yeah,
all this G-Shock talk is making me
hot and bothered.
Sweaty.
Hot and bothered. Oh my gosh. Well,
all right.
That's a lot of watch talk there. Let's try.
Go get a G-Shock.
Yeah. We're gonna jump back in. Jump back in the chat and maybe pivot over there. Oh my gosh.
There will be no AR-15 collab. Unfortunately.
No AR-15 collabs.
Can't get those in Canada
They
anymore.
are quite illegal here. Although I did build myself an AR-10, but that's another story for another time.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. Okay. The blade, does not lock on the heel of the
cannon. It does not lock. There's no locking mechanism.
Yeah, the locking mechanism is your thumb.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of going back over there. We have to kind of go back in there. Okay. Wow. Scrolling.
If we missed your question, please write it again because there's a lot of people in the chat, which I do appreciate and love.
It's really happy to see all these people over there.
I have a Tudor Black Bay 58. I was this close to buying the Black Bay 54 when I went to Japan. I actually messaged Bayzad about it. I was like, yo, where can I get it?
He knows where to get it.
I know where to get it too. It's not that hard to find. But I was this close, and I've kind of talked myself off the ledge.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't stress about it.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna talk a little bit of a.
Casios are bulletproof except for the hot tub. Learned that the hard way.
Oh yeah. Okay. So if you're enjoying people soup, leave the watch behind.
I don't really swim with the watch, anyways. To be honest.
I'll swim
because
it
feels weird. No, I don't like the feeling when you're swimming.
It's like swimming with like sandals on or something.
Except maybe if I'm at the beach, but if I'm in the swimming pool, they got clocks on the wall anyways.
Yeah, like if I
got lots of clocks everywhere.
If I'm like changing at like a pool or something, I'll get into my swimming garments.
Your budgie smuggler.
Yeah. No budgie smugglers for me. I'm not that fast.
I only wear the budgie smuggler.
The aero gains are not worth it.
The aero gains are worth it. You feel the freedom.
Oh yeah, all my hair. Anyway, yeah. Don't bring your vintage Rolex to Rolex. That's what they say. Kills the look and value. So
they always want to polish it. They want to change the dial. They want to change the hands. My mom tried to take hers to Rolex, and they were like refusing to service it without changing it to a new dial, and I told her like no, and eventually they just gave in and serviced it without swapping the hands or changing the dial or polishing the case.
You're probably like a specialist like watch service guy like that. The guy on the YouTube
we have a
channel.
friend. We do have a friend. I don't know if he's watching, but we do have one friend he specializes in service Rolex and that.
Okay. All right. Moving down here, there's a lot of watch talk. We're getting any jean talk over here. Raw denim watch straps. Probably not, but maybe someone could make their own like NATO style.
I think there are like a million people on Etsy already making those.
It does probably not too tricky. Yeah, try it out.
I'm sure you could make it at home yourself, to be honest, with a sewing machine.
Yeah, maybe. And like a hem, if you have like a hem cut off from like a jean that you got hemmed with us or yourself.
You totally could. You could have your King of Slub watch strap.
The very idea.
Easy.
Oh my goodness. Wonder Looper. Yeah, we had a bit of a Wonder Looper drop here.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. It did really well.
It did fantastic. It all sold.
It all sold out there. If you didn't grab any, super sorry. I think Wonder Looper had a couple more left. You can head their way.
Yeah.
Check it out. And we
there
have
will be more coming in the future.
Yeah, because we're moving over there. Jonathan wants to know, when is fall, winter wonderliper coming? I don't know.
I don't know exactly when, but I can tell you that I ordered a lot more.
Yeah, we
like a lot more.
We doubled down on it, so we can there's some really cool things coming. So
I want to make sure that everyone can get everything that they want.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of money. Well, not my money, but we ordered a lot, so you can have as much as possible. And to answer the question, somebody actually did ask earlier if I did pick up the Fox Fiber t-shirt for myself, and I didn't. Because one, I waited a little bit too long to think about it, and two, I feel guilty a little bit because I want you guys to have it. Because whenever we buy something, then it's just one less for everybody else, and I know how desirable and how much people want it.
Yeah, there's only so much Fox Fiber in this world.
Exactly. So when it comes to the Fox Fiber and these really hyped items, I don't want to take away from everybody else. So I'm like, it's fine. I can get it later. I got the connection.
Yeah.
So like, in the future, I know a guy in the future. I can get one. So, anyways.
Yeah, you'll set one there. Maybe get one in Japan. Have Risa embroider or something.
Exactly.
Okay, a little denim question over here. Lewis Hillman writes, he's got a blowout on the denim bag he won. Congratulations again. Would you recommend patching the same way you would patch a pair of jeans?
You blew out your bag?
That's pretty cool.
How?
That's pretty cool.
Where? Send us a photo.
Yeah.
I almost don't believe you.
Yeah. Actually, do send us a photo. That'd be cool.
How did you blow out your bag?
Yeah, aggressive bag carrying.
Unless he's got something really pointy
A lot of shopping. But yes, I think,
of groceries.
put a patch on it, just like a pair of jeans. I think it would look really cool. I think a patched up bag would look really cool. I think there's a lot of fun you could have with like patching a bag there and stuff like that. And it's not going to rub against your skin, so you can you can go nuts, I'd say. Yeah, go nuts.
Jonathan says that's not true about Rolex anymore. Apparently, they've changed their model. Hopefully they have. Because I love those vintage dials, those tropical dials. So cool.
Yeah. Any hints about new fabrics we saw in Japan?
Ooh.
We saw some cool things.
There maybe be some colorful neps. Some rainbowy neps. There may be some heavyweight.
Natural materials.
There will I can guarantee there will be some super hot fire Fox Fiber.
Yes.
Super hot coming. Which will probably be in an MIJ form.
Oh, I think we can tell. This is not like a super secret or something like that, but we have more cat shirts coming.
Yes.
We have more cat shirt fabric.
And it's very textured.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah.
We got like these embroidered cat shirts, so like
it's
not a print. It's like an actual embroidery of the cat.
That's a brand new one. So that's a really cool one that we saw there. Plus the same is the linen indigo cats. We're going to try and make some more because we got some more fabric.
Oh, okay.
We got more fabric, so that's coming over there because that did really, really well. So we're trying to get some more cats, just for all the cat fans out there, which is me.
Yeah. Also me.
Also you. Also my wife. Also the Bazad and the Risa and Justin on our team and Vinny on our team.
You know what I do want to find is a frog print, a cool frog print.
Yeah, there's like Japanese woodblock print of the frog of all the attitude.
I sent it to you.
Yeah.
We need to get them to make that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. The sad frog.
Sad frog. We got them. Okay, any hints on Halloween collab? No.
I did give one hint.
Oh, you did give a hint already?
I said, are you a long bar guy or a short bar guy?
I can't believe you remember that.
I said it in This Week at Tate Nyoko, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe it was on here. And that's my hint.
That's a hint. That's enough. That's enough for now. We're like we're on May 1st, people. Halloween's a long way away, so we're gonna
the Halloween collab. I think if you Google that, you might come up with something.
Yeah. You can use your detective skills to figure that out over there.
I'm not giving it away too easy. It's kind of like a deeper reference.
No. It should be deeper. But yes, Junior, new cat shirts of several varieties are definitely in the running. I think the company's always had various cat shirts throughout the years. It's not like a new thing for the company, but now we're really kind of we got a renewed push. There's like a little pause, a little it's kind of like a little feline hiatus, but we're back, baby. Mm-hmm. Whiskers, paws, and awe. Speaking of cats, it's mostly a cat office. There's just Carrie with Golda. Maybe because Gold is such a big dog that she
Yeah.
takes up like all of the dog quota.
Stewie's R.I.P., right? I haven't seen him around.
Might be our rest in peace. He may
I
have
think
gone,
he's R.I.P.
he may
We're
have
down to
gone-
one dog
He may have
now.
gone off to the farm there. Rest in peace, poor Stewie. But yeah, I think we're down to one dog. But Gold is humongous, like gigantic,
She
massive.
makes up for like 3 dogs.
Yeah, she's like 150 pounds. It's humongous.
I think she's more.
Yeah, that's
So she's like 200
like
pounds.
a gigantic animal.
Bigger
More-
than me.
Yeah, more horse than dog.
It's true.
Yeah, okay, quick question from Mr. Lowmaster 101. What jeans is Terry wearing today? What jeans am I wearing? I'll show off my jeans. I'll do a little twirl for everyone. Oh my gosh, I got a button popping open over here. So I'm wearing my Elephant 11S's here in True Guy over here. Doing
They're
pretty
really
good.
coming in nicely.
Yeah, they are coming quite nicely. I always like these ones. They fade really well. There's a lot of really, really, really nice fade examples out there online, on Reddit, around there. I think they're champion faders. I bumped into people in the street wearing these, like that guy in New York.
You also bumped into a guy in Tokyo.
Yeah, I was in like the elevator at my hotel.
Or was it Osaka?
No, it was in Tokyo. I was Terry, Japan, business trip. I was just taking the elevator down out to meet everyone else at the station downtown, and there's a fan in the elevator, and he noticed me. He says like, "Hey, nice jacket." Like, "Why, thank you. It's Naked Famous." Like, "I know. I watched the videos." That was really cool. Of all the places, yeah, he's a really cool guy. So if you're out there, you're an individual from Hawaii who ran a tactical shop. I thought that was really, really cool. So I still have your card.
What type of tactical? Like military tactical?
It was not airsoft. It's the other type of tactical.
What does that mean?
I think it's the real deal.
The real deal.
Real deal, real steel tactical shop in Hawaii,
Cool.
which is pretty cool. So it was really cool. It's bumping into that. Of all places, the hotel in Japan. So that was a cool little spot. Yeah. Okay. So that's the
What
jeans.
are the jeans are in your rotation right now?
So basically, I have 3 main jeans, but now that we're out of winter, I'm kind of putting the King of Slubs. I have a pair of King of Slub 2s, which I love to bits. I wear them with my suspenders because it's quite a lot of jean, and like I think suspenders are kind of fun. Those are my winter jeans, but they are 23 ounces unsandfrized, and now I've washed them, so like it's a lot of pant. It's a lot of pant.
They're
But-
very warm, I find. They're very insulating.
Yeah, they're very warm. They're very insulating, so I kind of have them there. And my other 2 jeans are the Elephant 11s, which you just saw me wear and show off, and my MIJ 12s, which I'm wearing like every single day in Japan. So you're gonna see me like on the Japan vlog wearing them. They're currently in the wash. They endured like a week and 2 airplane rides, so like I'm gonna give them give them a little cleaning. But yeah, that's just it. Just 2.
Speaking of the
warm
King of
weather.
Slub, I can give a little tidbit. I'm not going to say the name. We haven't fully decided on the name yet, but there is going to be a King of Slub light coming. I don't know if you were there when we talked about that or if you were paying attention, but
I've heard some words.
there's going to be a King of Slub variant coming.
A light King of Slub. One thinks of like, royal titles.
Exactly. You could probably connect the dots.
We should do funny titles like the Duke or
The Duke.
the Viscount,
the Duke of Nuts.
the Slub Duchess.
Slub Dutch. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Slub Duchess sounds like a beer or a cocktail,
Slub Dutch. Ooh, that's a cool
or
cocktail name.
or a stage name. Stage.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Slub Duchess.
Slub Duchess. I like it.
Yeah, or like maybe you name your boat Slub Duchess.
Sounds cool too.
Yeah, HMS Slub Duchess.
I saw a cool boat name the other day. Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Yeah, like
Oh,
KNOT,
yeah.
not a problem.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like what's it? HMS Never Die Ever the Second. I think that's a Simpsons joke. Something like that. Oh my goodness gracious over here. Yeah, we're just yakking away over here. This is a very kind of like a chill episode, so thank you very, very much for joining us. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go here. John Chan, what jeans would you recommend for summer wear? So this is a very personal thing. Of course, the obvious answer is something lighter. We have a lot of cool ones.
I'd say lighter fabric wise, like ounces wise, and pro tip, lighter in color. So there's a reason why people wear lighter colors in the summer, more pastels, more just color in general, and in the winter you can wear more blacks, navies, grays, browns, dark greens. Do you want to answer the question?
Oh no.
Top tip why? Can you figure it out, Terry?
I'm gonna go for the lighter fabric just to avoid the ravages of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Reflect more of that that radiation.
Exactly. So in the summertime, you want to cool off. You want to reflect the sun's rays, and so with white, you're going to be reflecting the most, or lighter colors, you're going to reflect more of that sunlight. Stay cooler. Whereas in the winter, you're colder, and you want to absorb that sunlight.
Yes,
so that's why you're going to wear black, navy, darker colors, because any sunlight that you get is going to help absorb that energy, keep you a little bit warmer. So it's not just like a fashion thing.
Also, I think this is actually a surprisingly personal question in terms of denim weight there too, because there's a huge variation on what people are comfortable with. Some people out there, like they're if they're big sweater, not your fault. That's just how we're all popped out of the womb. They need if it's too clingy, if it's too tight or whatever, you get like extremely uncomfortable and you have to go for like loose and flowy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm not a big sweater, Garrett's not a big sweater. You wore 32 ounces for you're in Hong Kong, and you have to be like of a certain type to deal with that. I don't mind the heavy weights like 15 ounce, 16 ounce, or even the elephants in the thick summer. It's okay.
I think
as long as they're not skinny jeans.
You brought up a really good point, and I will agree 100%. The fabric weight is important, and it does make a difference. But I'd say almost more important is the cut, like the fit and the sizing.
Yeah.
If it's tight, and even if it's a lightweight fabric, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But if it's a looser fitting, like more of a straight leg, like the strong guy or the true guy, and it's a little bit drapey, I can wear a heavyweight in the summer, and it doesn't really bother me that much. So yeah, that's the pro tip for summer jeans. Loose, drapey, get a strong guy, get a true guy, size up one, whatever you want. And then if you really need, you can go with a lighter fabric. But I'd say the light fabrics, like the 9, 10, 11 ounces, it's only if you're living in like California, Texas, like places where it's like hot, that I'd say like you should really go for. Otherwise, having like a 14, 15 ounce in the summer, I find is
never bothered me. Yeah,
fine.
It's never
fine.
bothered me. But yeah, definitely a little personal there. Okay, yeah. Canadian Penny says maybe in a crew of trash. Okay, cool. Textured jacquard pant, some spring, summer.
Yeah, the white jeans are a pro tip. I spent most of my life not wearing any white or crew jeans, and I still remember the first time I did, and I went out on a hot summer day, and it was just like a life hack unlocked. I was like, all of a sudden, all the light was just being like bounced off of your jeans, and you feel so much cooler. So you wear a white t-shirt, wear a hat, whatever you want, put on a pair of white jeans, and you are going to notice a huge difference in how hot you feel.
Also, you feel good. There's something about like white pants, which is kind of cool.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, kind of cool. Maybe makes you want to drink like a mint julep or something like that. Head down to the Derby or
exactly that, or like I think of like if you look up pictures of like Steve McQueen wearing white pants, like him racing at like the salt flats and stuff. Like
as one does.
So cool. Like
as one does,
you know, you're wearing your white shirt, your white pants, and you're like working on your like hot rod or your motorcycle down the salt flats, and there's a little bit of like grease stains on it. It's like
down at the salt flats where I just like to spend my weekends.
Exactly. It doesn't get any cooler than that.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty cool. Solvents, fall winter 24 items going on sale pretty soon-ish, I think. No? Maybe not?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Solvents ask, did I make this up, or are the fall winter 24 items going on sale?
On sale in a while.
In a while,
Not just yet.
Hold.
It'll be in a little bit.
In a little bit.
Maybe a month or something like that.
Okay, all right.
But you guys will be the first to know.
Always the first to know over here.
Okay, so I have a few questions from the Instagram that people want to ask. Have you ever seen a swatch of natural off-white cotton boiled in iron mordant? I'm curious. I haven't, but I know roughly what it's going to look like. If you look up online, like iron dyeing, I think they call it like, I forget the name. Basically, you can put like vinegar and iron or something like that, and it oxidizes and turns into this dye. It's like one of the most old school, oldest forms of dyeing stuff is with iron. You can do it with iron wool and just like anything you have around your house. And you can do it at home if you want. But yeah, it's kind of like this dark blackish gray brown dye.
Rust.
Yeah, essentially rust.
Rust dye. I think iron mordant sounds pretty metal.
Yes.
But rust dye is kind of what it is.
That's basically in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Any chance we ever see an indigo duck canvas chore coat? There is a chance. I don't know if we have any. I don't think we have any more
duck
fabric in indigo, and I'll tell you guys right now, if I haven't before, it's discontinued. So if you want the indigo duck, get it now, because once it's sold out, that's it, no more.
Yeah, I know it's a very traditional thing.
Would you ever consider making a denim Irish flat cap? Probably not. I think it's kind of cool, but I think it's maybe just a little bit out of our wheelhouse, and I know that there are companies that specialize in that.
Okay.
I kind of want one. I don't know. I kind of want.
I think you look pretty cool in one.
I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, if you're rocking it well, you can do a really good job. But if you're not rocking it, you could look like goofy.
Kind of like fedoras is something that
there's a really fine line where, like, you really have to style it well, and you really have to, like, kind of look the part. And I don't know if I'm at that level yet. I might need to become a little bit more old manny before I can rock the flat cap.
More gray hairs.
My great grandfather used to wear them, so I kind of want to wear them as well.
In the blood.
Yeah. Can you share any hints about the future of the women's line? I don't have any hints.
I can tell you stuff is happening.
There's
like
more things
it is
happening.
Lively. It is
Tammy
lively.
is working on it. So yeah, more stuff happening.
More stuff is coming. More tops, more bottoms, everything in between.
Next time we get Tammy on the show, you can ask her.
Yeah.
But yeah, the women's is going up and up. One actually women's update I can give you is there was a bunch of older women's styles that have been kind of discontinued, and I put them on sale. All right. Let me double check here. Let's make sure. Let's see. Some of them didn't go through, actually. I'll have to check that tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow
they will be on sale.
I will double check again, but there's going to be a whole bunch of more women's stuff that's going to be on sale.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Are you bringing back the scratch tests for the product video releases? We could do it. I don't know. Me and Brandon always forget to do it, but that's a possibility if you want that. Okay. Super Guy Indigo Sashiko, when? I'm not sure, actually. I have to check the production schedule, but sometime soon. Should be coming soon.
Okay.
Okay. This one says, it's not a flex, no question. Just wanted to flex that I got the resin penetrated denim knife. My life is complete.
Resin penetrated.
Yes.
That's one way of saying it.
It's resin penetrated, yep.
Yeah, the resin has penetrated the denim.
Yes. At what point in wearing really heavy jeans did it become enjoyable to wear? I'd say within like a week or so, like even less. The key is you have to size them properly and get a fit that is appropriate for your body.
Yeah.
So if you buy a Super Guy and you're also, you size down one and you're doing 300-pound deadlifts every night, you're never going to be comfortable because it's just not the right shape for your body.
Crushing you, and it won't be giving, won't be stretching.
Yeah, you want an easy guy or a strong guy or something a little bit looser. Whereas if you're like a super skinny, tall, slim guy, then you can get a Super Guy.
You can get away with
that size.
Like our boy Justin or something. Like he's like a human twig, and you can absolutely do it. But yeah, it's thinking back to my King of Slub 2s. When I wore them for the photo shoot, it was kind of intimidating. And then I bought them, and then I think it was like 2 or 3 days, and that was even including about 2 or 3 days, but that's all it took. And by the end of the week, it was like NBD, no big deal. And now it's just like a lovely soft blanket, and I'm not exaggerating. It is lovely, thick, and soft. I can like whip the buttons on and off super fast.
I think if it's uncomfortable when you first try them on, it's probably the wrong size. That's gonna be
it'll be stiff, but you don't want it digging into your body.
Yeah, like if it hurts.
If
it hurts in any way, it's too small.
Yeah, the buttons will be hard to work. That's normal. But if you feel like the waistband digging into your gut, like that's the classic thing. Like if you're standing up and it's like that's a little tight, and then you sit down in the chair and then you feel like that waistband like dig into.
Like you feel like it's sick almost.
You're gonna have a bad time. I've been there. I bought jeans that were fine. Then I sat down in the car to drive home, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've done it too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No. Yeah.
You don't push it.
Yeah.
Always err on the side of a little bit bigger than a little bit smaller.
Yep.
Okay. Why do most stretch selvage jeans have no back rise measurements? I don't know. Double check with us on that. Some of them, if it's very older measurements, we didn't always do the back rise measurements. Yeah. But we can update that. So send us an email if there's one that's missing.
If there's something you want, like a particular measurement or something, if you're really curious about a product, don't be shy. Send us an email, send us a phone call. We will have a chat, work with you, figure things out.
All right. Any way to make the Unbranded website in CAD as well? Maybe. I don't know. The Tatunoko website is available in Canadian dollars and US dollars. So if you don't already know, if you're Canadian, you can shop in Canadian dollars. The Unbranded website is just USD right now for the moment.
I mean, like, obviously I'd like it to be in Canadian dollars there, but it's a big thing. There's a lot of logistics, and it's always way more complicated than it seemed. There's so many steps to change, and like I wish it was just like a little checkbox that you put on.
It's not a checkbox. It's a fundamental.
Yeah, it's a fundamental
change.
Architectural logistic shift.
Yeah. Okay. Some of these questions are off topic. Any chambray shirts in the works? Yes, there are some chambray shirts in the works. We have, I believe, a blue one, a red one, and I think a yellow one.
I know we have...
I talked to Brandon about it because I specifically asked him, I'm like, hey, we need some chambray going on. And then he's like, what colors? And I said blue and red, and I'm pretty sure I said yellow as well.
Are those the selvage
or green
ones?
I think so.
Yeah, I saw our production manager making some samples of some selvage shirts.
Chambray?
I don't recall if it was chambray, but they had selvage lines.
Was it red?
The selvage line was red.
Oh, no, this is going to be red, and blue. But I love chambrays.
We'll run back upstairs at the factory. We'll take a look next time.
Yes. What's the outlook for the stacked guy? I love it. Here to stay. The outlook is not looking
good.
Too good. The stacked guy is on its last legs.
Yeah. I think we did one stack guy last season, and he didn't do so hot.
Yeah.
I think we might even still have him.
It's crazy because there is like the occasional person who loves stack guy, but like, when we put them online for sale, not no one, but it's just like most people don't buy them.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's the case with the stacked guy. Try the true guy. I think you'll like the true guy.
It's got the higher rise, yeah.
Yeah. Why is the Elephant 11 such an amazing fabric? Why has it never been surpassed?
Man, I love the Elephant 11, and like I always believed, I was never a doubter, but some people didn't, they didn't like it in the beginning, like Big Vince, he's like he didn't like the Grand Rail or whatever, it didn't be good. I think its slubby nature was just, when it's new, it's not super obvious. It looks a little bit dark, but I think it's the fact that it fades in such the right balance. I'm just looking down at my legs over here and seeing beautiful, like nice.
Show the people. Here, let's give you the stool so you can get.
Let me get the presenting stool so I can put my thighs in their face.
The crotch in the camera.
Yeah. One button is a little bit loose. How close can I get?
Real close.
Yeah. My crotch is now in their face.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
So just a great texture on it.
Yeah. It took some time. This is like 2 years almost.
But the thing is, you rotate your jeans, too.
I do rotate my jeans. I air them out.
Like, for me, I'm not, like, doing a crazy labor job. I do climb a bit in my jeans, but for me, I'd say it takes, like, 5 months to get them to a point where I call them faded. And then if I want to get them, like, faded, like, really faded, it's, like, 1 year. Yeah. Then anything over that becomes, like, really, really faded, where they're, like, starting to fall apart, and I have to start, repairing the areas around the pocket bags or the knee or whatever.
But yeah, I think it's a combination. There's another thing that I just want to bring up. I always mention this. They have a Grand Rail left, which is, it's like kind of like a twisted yarn together, 2 different colors, kind of like a white and black staticky look. But that means that the weft is darker. The darker the weft, the bigger the pops and the fades. Yeah, so I feel like that darker weft does kind of like let the fades pop a little bit more. And of course, it is like fairly slubby.
Because you start darker.
You just see that, and it's like a fairly. It's not uniform, but it's uniform-esque. It's not a king of slub.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's nice. It just I really like it. I really like it.
That being said, I think it's debatable the best elephant. I personally, my favorite is the Elephant 5, but
People
I also like the
5, the
Sepima.
9. Yeah, with the 9, the Wild West one.
Yeah, the Wild Blue.
Wild
I believe. That was the 5, but with a lighter color.
Oh, okay.
Indigo.
It's a good one. A lot of people say that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one because I was like, "What should we do?" And I'm like, "Let's do the 5 again, but like different." And then that's what we did.
Let's do the 500. I like the idea of like a super heavyweight, but also luxurious cotton. But it must have been
Who
expensive.
knows? We may get another. I already teased it, but we're gonna do another repro elephant. An iconic elephant is coming back to life. Not for fall winter, but probably for the next year, fall winter 26.
Yeah, you got to think into the future, deep into.
And
the
then
future.
we also have another elephant, because here's the thing. The elephants come out every fall.
Yeah.
And that's great, but they usually sell out kind of fast.
They
so
do.
I told Brandon, I'm like, hey, we need to have like a core, not a core elephant, but a restocking elephant, kind of similar to the MIJ10, where like we're just kind of like perpetually restocking it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make it so that everyone can buy an elephant any time of the year. They don't have to wait all the way until the fall.
Immortal elephant,
where they'll just like any time of the year just go, oh, I want to buy an elephant, okay, whatever, maybe you're living in the southern hemisphere and it's wintertime in the summertime, whatever, you want to get an elephant.
Yeah,
so you buy your elephants in the middle of summer. So
for all the Peruvians out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Australians too, I guess.
Yeah, down under
Australians, Kiwi, Tasmanians.
So that's the plan. Okay, let me answer a few more questions. And then I think we have a little snack time.
Yeah, we got a little snack.
That's your tease right there. We got snack time.
Yes.
Okay.
Voice to the people.
Would love a sheath for the Higo no Kami, maybe made of blood core leather rose collab.
Cool.
So the Higo no Kami knife made of denim is too thick to fit in our knife sheath. So we do have on the website a knife sheath, but it only fits the metal ones. And even the raindrop one is a tighter fit just because it's got those raindrops on it. It will fit, but it's snug. So in case you didn't know, don't get the knife sheath because it won't fit on your
it is
the
extra,
denim one.
It's extra
you might be able to get it in, but getting it out is gonna suck. It's not designed for it.
Not best.
I
bet the best case is in the blood core and
the blood core is it's not impossible, but I don't know if it's worth the effort just because it's
if we were going to do a blood core thing, we'd probably do something else first.
I want to get sure, I'll just tell my idea here, whatever. For the
no one's going to steal it.
No one's going to steal it. They can't. So for the next drop of the Russell moccasins, because we're going to make more fabric for the elephant, I think what we should do, and you guys let me know in the chat if you agree, is we have the boot collaboration with the denim, with the blood core, the Russell moccasin, and then we pair it with an elephant jean with the patch that is the blood core denim, and then co-branded or whatever on the patch. So that way you can have the jeans with the blood core patch, you fade that, and then you have the denim, and then the denim is also on the shoes.
Man,
you fade
the whole outfit.
So the shoes match the jeans.
That's a pretty cool idea. The complete ensemble.
Complete the look.
Maybe
look. Have a jacket to go with it too.
Yeah, a jacket to go with it. Just in case a regular pair of Russell moccasins. I love them, but I have to acknowledge those shoes are not cheap. But I would really, really like them.
Depends what you call cheap. In the world of handmade shoes, I would say they're a deal.
In the world of handmade shoes, they are. It's It is a deal. You do get a lot for your dollar, though, and they are really, really cool. And I also still kind of really, really want them because it's kind of like my style of shoe, a bit of a lighter.
You can't wear it though. Your foot's too big.
I'd have to go down there, and they'd have to like look at my foot and be like, "You weirdo, you weirdo, your white duck feet." Yes, that's me.
All right, we got any last questions here before we get to snack time?
I think we had like a good one. Oh yes, Mad Perfect writes, out of season, not for the Southern Hemisphere, but would you ever do flannel lined denim jeans? And the answer is we have. We have done it twice. So the last time we did it was actually called the blanket lined denim. We made a bunch of them.
I don't know if it was flannel lined specifically, but it was
technically not
line.
Flannel, but it was a lined jean which felt flannel-esque. And then we also had, like 3 years ago when I first joined the Thermo
jeans, yeah.
And I imagine that eventually we'll kind of circle back to that, and maybe, I don't know.
It's weird because there's often a lot of products that people ask for, and then we release it, and then they're not so hot. And
the blanket lines kind of stuck around a while.
Yeah, the blanket lines stuck around. So it's one of those things where, like, I get it. It's a cool idea. And I'm like, yeah, it's sweet. And then you do it. And then the response is not...
Yeah, it's not huge.
It's not huge.
Sometimes the crossover is not the same. Like my brother, I have a brother who doesn't really like jeans, but he will wear blanket-lined jeans because he just feels nicer on his delicate legs.
He's got, like, a sensory thing.
Yeah. He's not a small guy. Mm-hmm. But, it feels a bit soft there, too. But, again, he's not the usual guy who goes into...
What I do want to do, though, is we're doing the Max brush for Fall/Winter 25, which is brush on the outside, but not the inside. I think we should also do an eventual one where we do a brushed inside.
It makes so much sense.
And that would kind of... It's not going to be lined, but it's similar in a way.
Brush will feel almost lined, yeah.
Yeah, it would have that feeling without being super thick and,
Yeah. I think the lined jackets... probably do a bit better than the lined pants.
That's a better idea.
Yeah. Like maybe redoing like a lined jacket, like the lined left-hand twirl jacket was really cool. It was kind of like heritagey, especially that pattern on the blanket lining. We had some lined char coats that kind of also stuck around for a while that weren't, maybe it's still there. You guys can still pick up. Or did we sell them all? I will definitely check. I will make sure. If they haven't sold them all, I'll make sure that they're...
Check on the website.
Yeah, check the website later.
But one thing I do also notice, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this too, is that the legs are not as sensitive to the cold as 100%. The rest of the body. Because, like, for me, I'll go out in the winter, it's -20, -30 here, Celsius, and I'll have on, my down parka. But my legs are just wearing jeans. Maybe if I'm feeling generous, I'll put on some long johns underneath. But they just don't require the same amount of insulation that your upper body does. Like, your legs can be quite cold before they actually feel cold. You know what I mean?
Well, Xavier's got it right. There's no like life supporting organs in your leg there. Just muscle and bone, and they get pretty cold. You ever seen like a bird walking around there?
Exactly.
Yeah. So all your important bits are kind of like, well, I guess you head to right here.
Yeah.
And that's why keeping that core warm and
my feet get cold. That's the only thing I struggle with.
Feet get cold.
My feet get cold. And
standing around they get cold.
I think if you're really out in like such a cold temperature that you need warmer pants, you either want to have like layers, like like almost like a ski pant with layers under, or like a down pant.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time I've ever been cold on my pants, or even my feet for that matter, is it's just when I've gone hunting and you're staying still, and it's like like 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. It's above zero, but it's kind of damp. You've been there, you've been awake since like 3 a.m. And you're cold, you're tired. I'm having a little bit of a flashback actually. starting to memories of me being so cold.
PTSD.
Yeah, memories of me being so cold. I heard like the clattering, and I realized the clattering was of my jaw bouncing against each other there.
Yeah.
I still didn't get any animals. I went home empty-handed because I'm a terrible hunter. But, I was cold and miserable like the rest of them.
All right. On that note, I think it's time to do our...
let's have a snack.
Our snack time. Actually, should I first show off this?
Yeah. Yeah, Garrett did go to some fancy stores.
You know what? We almost forgot. Speak of the devil, I almost forgot. Before we do snack time, we got one more thing to show you guys.
The Doraemon stickers.
These are my Doraemon stickers, if you don't know who Doraemon is.
Yeah, look at that.
Check him out. He's got some good cartoons. the reason I brought these out was because we have a little slideshow to show you guys.
Oh my God! How can we forget the slideshow?
You almost forgot.
Holiday snap time, everybody! Buckle up.
So we just got back, a couple weeks ago, or whatever, from
just 2 weeks
from Japan. So I took my film over to the lab. My roll of 35 millimeter film.
Your lab or the lab?
Well, my local lab.
Oh yeah, not like the bathroom, right?
I don't do color at home. I do black and white at home.
You don't do color at home. That's right.
I develop black and white and print at home, but not color as a whole. You can develop color at home, not too much trouble, but printing color at home is a nightmare. I have one friend who does it, and he spent 2 years perfecting the process. Anyways, the slideshow.
Roll the slideshow here.
So,
Garrett, I want to give you the clicker over here.
Oh, okay.
You want
should we rotate here?
Yeah,
rotate. Yeah. So these are photos of the gang and just snaps that I took on our trip. So up first we have a Tokyo Tower here. This is a collage.
Ooh, collage. That's art.
So Tokyo Tower, if you don't know, was one of the big, it was at the one point was the tallest structure in Japan. After World War II, it was kind of like the first big thing that they built.
It's cool. It looks cool.
And if you haven't seen it, I had never been this close to it, honestly. I had always kind of saw it from afar and didn't think much of it because the buildings surrounding it are quite tall.
Yeah.
So, but once you get up close to it in person, it's quite impressive. So I did this little collage of Tokyo
cool thing.
Tower.
It's like old Tokyo, which I kind of like it.
Next up, we were able to catch the cherry blossoms. So you can see the leaves are kind of coming out, but this is the real tail end here. We had a little break down by the river, enjoyed some snacks and drinks, maybe some beers down by the river. And I snapped a picture of the cherry blossoms. This is we got
quick. This arcade game was a hoot. Do we get video footage of this one?
We have video of this, yeah. Lots.
All right, yeah, it's great. It's a fun little arcade. It's a quick draw, like electromechanical light gun game. Electromechanical light game, so it's really cool. Your targets actually kind of like explode, but then they rebuild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like a bowling alley or something like that.
Yeah, really I don't know how it works, honestly.
Anyway, that's Risa from Wonder Looper.
Yeah.
Knocked Them Dead, and then me kind of clumsily holding the camera. That's pretty cool. We're going over here.
So this one was a everyone who I've shown the photo so far loves this one the most. They're like, oh, I love the flowers. This is, I think, was in Shibuya.
Yeah.
I believe we were just kind of standing, waiting for Steve to finish his shopping or whatever. And I just saw this guy running down the street with this bouquet of roses.
Yeah.
And he didn't try to block his hand, like his face. He just happened to kind of like go to adjust his hair at the exact moment I took the photo.
Yeah.
But it was just this weird scene of this guy running down the street with a bouquet of flowers like he was late for a date or something. But he didn't even seem like an office worker. He seemed kind of like, what are they called again?
A host.
A host.
Yeah, it looked like a host. Yeah, the host.
Which is like a kind of a special, you can look it up. It's a weird thing that is like mainly in Japan, but they have male hosts.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was late for work or something. I don't know.
Late for work. That's a whole topic. Yeah, that's a good one.
Here's
New York Steve.
New York cool. Steve on the train platform.
What a New Yorker. Look at that guy.
We got the Rapid to Moto Yawata.
Yeah, with his natural indigos. His Air Force Ones he bought on the trip.
It's also one thing I will say, if you haven't been to Japan and you're planning on going, in most countries, or like at least the metros here, all the trains are the same. But in Japan, they have lots of different trains. So they'll have like the express, the rapid express, the local, and depending on where you go, you want to take different trains. If you take the express train, it might skip your stop. So just be aware that like you want to look on the platform and check if it's a rapid or express.
Yeah, they have like 5 different flavors of the same train on the same line, except they don't stop at all the stops. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's not friendly to drunks.
But it's also nice when you want to go somewhere fast.
All right.
Some guy taking a peace sign picture.
Yeah, the photo. Trains.
I took
great
a picture.
Place for trains.
Yeah, great train spotting. This is at what was this?
I think this was
Shinjuku Station.
Shinjuku Station. That's right.
So we were just waiting to meet up with Brandon and Gigi in the mornings. We're just hanging out on this kind of walkway, watching the trains roll in and roll out, and
yeah,
in the JR yard here.
So many different types. Like every line of the different type of train there. Like it's just this shop. There's 3 different trains. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. This
Hands,
formerly Tokyo Hands.
Yeah, formerly Tokyo, no longer Tokyo Hands. Hands.
We were banging down the door. We were there at like 8:30. They opened at 9, I think, something like that.
Kicked down the door. They bowed on the way in.
Yeah, if you go there right at opening, they all stand like lined up, and they're like, "We'll bow to you as you come in the store," which is kind of you've never seen anything like that in the West.
Yeah, play a nice little welcoming jingle.
And Hands is where I did get these stickers. So if you're in Tokyo and you're looking to bring back, and also the Wesco boot, if you're looking to buy stuff to bring back for your friends or family, I would recommend 2 places, either Don Quixote or Tokyo Hands.
I'm gonna go for Hands just because Don Quixote has become like
it's a gong show.
Yeah, a little bit overrun. Hands is just like a calmer, nicer.
It's very premium.
Yeah, very very premium.
Very nice,
but not like unaffordable.
Not like this was probably like, I don't know, $2 or something.
Yeah, it'll tell you in the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like under $3. There you go.
Yeah. So that's my pro tip.
Yeah.
Go to Hands. They have a million different variants of scissors. If you want scissors, they have the scissors you need
scissors,
there.
Tools, everything.
This was at Nakano Broadway.
I don't remember this.
You were there. You went in here, I think.
I was probably the crapper.
Or maybe you got lost.
I suffered from abdominal distress during that time. I remember clearly.
Well, anyways, this is Brandon's favorite shop, and they have this kind of like these gates that you can go through before you enter the toy shop. And yeah, it's literally Brandon in like a kid in a candy store is Brandon in Nakano Broadway.
Yeah, we had to like kind of like restrain him. Like he was like about to like buy like half the darn like shopping plaza there.
Yeah.
He brings like a special bag just for this place. All right, wait. That's Steve over there.
Here's just a nice little Lawson's. If you've ever been to Lawson's, you'll know this vibe. You'll know this image.
Yeah.
I missed out on getting the Lawson's socks. It was one of those things where like every Lawson's along the trip, they had socks. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick them up. And I just didn't want to drag them around with me all day, so I left it to the last 2 days of the trip. And then for those 2 days, every single Lawson's we went into,
that's how it is.
No socks.
It's like buying stuff at Costco. You just gotta buy it.
Yeah, and so I regret it, but whatever. Next time I'll get the Lawson's socks. I need to complete my collection. This is just a random garage that had the Rolls Royce.
Oh yeah, the Rolls Royce SUV. I forget not the Bentayga, but anyway, yeah, it was really cool. Just in the middle of nowhere, we were stumbling home after another very very long day, and we just saw this
like open parked
with like the little like
and this is a turntable.
Yeah.
So they have these like vertical buildings where they have a car elevator in there.
Yeah.
So you can park your cars, and then they have a turntable on the ground floor.
So cool.
And I didn't think this was an exceptional photograph, but I just thought I'll just take it. It might be interesting later. Some guys throwing out garbage.
Yeah,
real teamwork going on. Maybe not the safest thing crawling up on there, but anyways. You got this badass Terry.
Yeah, I wore my glasses on the metro. I didn't want to take them off. I knew where to put them.
Yeah, keep them safe on your face.
Yeah.
It's getting off the airplanes, people with names.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see a little bit of film. Here's a nice shot of
Mr. Brandon.
That's a very authentic photo.
Sweet treat. This is Brandon in a nutshell.
Yeah. Man's got a sweet tooth.
Yes, but I appreciate that. Coca-Cola's at 9 a.m.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Coke and fried chicken for breakfast.
We've got a nice picture of Gigi here.
Yeah, you got to add the Naked Famous sticker to
This is in Harajuku.
Yeah, Harajuku. Yeah.
The busiest street in Harajuku, which we went up and down probably
too many times.
At least 6 times.
Too many times.
Because we had meetings on like opposite ends of the street.
Yeah.
Like, so we're just traversing this crazy busy street over and over again. The most touristy spot. Here we got a little meeting in the background. You can see the Meiji Shrine area. Very nice.
Yeah, nice meeting.
Area here. You can see down here. There's Harajuku Station.
Yeah, the supplier really kind of went all out on us. So.
Yeah. Right behind here is kind of the Meiji Shrine, and then over to the left is Yoyogi Park.
Yeah.
Both 2 things I'd highly recommend you check out if you go to Japan, if you go to Tokyo. Here we got Terry and our translator guy.
Yeah.
And a baby in the background, or I don't know, a toddler, I guess you could say. So this restaurant, I'll let you tell the story, Terry.
It's a great story. So basically, like the factory supplier brought us out here. We got a lovely little
a business luncheon.
Yeah.
Which is like a 3-hour long like French dinner, which was the food was delicious, but like man, they really took their time with the course, but super good. But the rest of the clientele there was just like yeah, the Japanese like Japanese housewives and their children. Well, yeah, rich housewives.
Yeah, the rich housewives of
this
Tokyo.
Place was, rich housewives of Tokyo. This was an expensive place, so we were a little bit surprised by this. We thought they might just bring us to like like a Starbucks.
I thought we were going to Starbucks. So they're like, meet us at the Starbucks. I'm
okay,
like, all right, we're gonna have a little in and out 10 minutes meeting.
They did tell us to meet at the Starbucks. Yeah. Anyway, then we marched from Starbucks to like this super fancy French restaurant. And we just ate like classic like
lobster and like
lobster bisque. And
I did have to ask for butter though for the bun though, which is kind of weird.
Amazing, sir. But yeah, we spent like 3 hours there discussing things. But like really, really, really cool, successful meeting. Super pumped to talk about you guys about what happened there.
They also have the waiter.
Yeah, he's staring at the camera. Oh my god, that's a nice picture of the waitress though. Can't say much about this.
Next up, we have. I just took this because I kind of wanted to remember. In the background, you see this ad.
Yeah, the bitterest.
They do these really nice big ads in Japan.
Yeah.
Here's a launch for Asahi. They call it the bitterest, and it was I guess like an Asahi bitter beer, and this is the Tokyo Plaza, and they do this big
got some real like
advertisement.
Tokyo energy here. The big crowd at the crossing, the cool ad, and of course my left ear.
And I was excited. Yeah, there's Terry.
My left ear.
I was excited when I saw this ad. I'm like, I want to try this. And it made me think, like, in the West, we don't have anything like this. Like, when's the last time you saw a, like, 15-foot tall ad for a beer?
Never.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist, but it gets you stoked.
Yeah.
Later, we did try the beer.
It worked. I bought one.
Yeah, it worked. It was great. Here's just some guy looking down.
Some guy in the street.
I don't know. I was just seemed like a nice photo.
Yeah, the bitterest.
Here's the bitterest. This is taken at approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. We can see Steve's silhouette here in the window, and his bitterest cracked open.
Bitterest, yeah. His morning bitterest.
His
sandwich wrapper and his Murakami book.
Yeah. Here's some colleagues, or not colleagues, people we were having a meeting with at Taishobo Seki. Right there in the background, if you look into that bay door, that's where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
That's where the fox fiber is stored.
Fox fiber. So much fox fiber coming. Yeah, we're committed to fox fiber. Let's just say that. Like fox fiber is doubling down on that.
Got a little shot through the window of the Shinkansen.
Fuji-san.
Mr. Fuji, yeah.
Yeah, look at over there. Looking beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful day for it.
Taking a photo of Mount Fuji is nice, but I just thought it would be so much cooler to frame it with the window of the train.
Classic window framing there.
Yeah, another quick shot, but we were lucky to see it because usually it's kind of cloudy and misty. You don't necessarily get a nice clear view. Here's one of our meetings.
Wait, this is work. This is work.
Yeah, izakaya.
this was work. This is the work. This izakaya had like 3 tables, and I think we were like the only people for that night there. So fantastic meeting with one of our suppliers. Super friendly, and then even people that we didn't meet during the day that kind of came out to reinforce that there. That was kind of like a classic. Got a really good feeling of like a Japanese business culture there, and we just.
The lady who ran this izakaya, she's like owner-operator. It's just a one-woman show.
One-woman show. She loves penguins.
She loves penguins.
Penguins,
she was
everything.
Super friendly.
Yeah.
We even gave her a toonie, like a $2 Canadian coin.
Yeah.
It has a polar bear on it, but if you turn it sideways, it looks like the feet look like 3 penguins.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, we ended up gifting her a toonie. And also, the girl on the left of this photo, she spoke like 5 languages.
She did speak 5 languages, and we tested her on them.
Yeah. She spoke Vietnamese, Japanese, Cantonese, Mandarin, and English.
Yeah, well.
And we tested her on,
everything said Vietnamese.
Yeah, I can't test her on Vietnamese.
Okay, yeah, but we tested her on 4 out of the 5 languages of flying colors. Holy crap.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A nice person to have on staff.
Oh, here, we got this interesting selfie here. We got Steve.
This is kind of
cool. In the frame. Me and Terry up in the...
Yeah, you can see the camera that you took your photo on, everything.
Yeah, I like this
The old Leica 35.
Nice portrait of Terry.
Oh, God.
With some wonderful women in the background.
Yeah.
Then basking in the red light.
Yeah. This was not the red light district.
No, not the red light district, just a red light.
Yeah.
Got a little nighttime shot of Steve by the
Nice.
Tokyo Tower. Another selfie of
I like
us.
this. I like this one there too. This is a cool one.
So you can see here, there's a camera that I lugged around. It's Canon Cinema camera, all over Japan.
It's huge.
It's heavy.
It's huge.
It's so when you're watching the video, please remember that I was doing it for you guys.
Yeah, I got my Stitch bag there too.
And then lastly, not the most exciting last picture.
Yeah, not the best one.
Got a little picture here of Bezad and Riza, just showing the
Big
crowds. And this is where I think this is where we got the watch. No?
Yeah, good old big camera. Great place
Yeah.
to go if you want to buy a camera.
All right.
Okay,
so
well that was our holiday
Let's
snaps.
swap back.
Holiday snaps
I hope
complete.
you guys enjoyed the slideshow. I enjoyed taking the pictures.
Yeah, he's a photographer.
And yeah, take more pictures, people.
Yeah. And we were lucky with Mount Fuji because the weather cooperated and directions cooperated and the seats cooperated. So yeah, you don't always get it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so.
All right, so today is snack time. We're going to be trying these new Doritos flavor. It says tangy golden sriracha limited edition. And we saw these in the store.
Yeah, my eye was drawn to the bright colors.
Look at the like kind of Japanese style background print. Or
Kinda
maybe
wavy,
Japanese,
yeah.
Chinese style wave print.
Yeah, bold, tangy, classic sriracha.
So we had to try these. I'm sure this is probably available in the States as well. So maybe you guys have tried it as well.
Yeah. Well, our friends down in American land, let us know if you have these as well. We just kind of saw this in the gas station. We thought we might kind of pick it up. And it has a bold corn chip flavor.
Ooh. It's
Garlicky.
tingles.
Garlicky.
Yeah, definitely corn chip is the first note. Obviously, it is a corn chip, but like
Yeah, but the corn flavor comes
not
strong.
Doritos doesn't necessarily smell like corn chips. You know,
except this time it does.
this and
You
it
might
almost
need
looks
that.
like a corn chip. You might not even be able to
I'm going in.
be
I'm
able
going
to
in.
see. Okay,
Okay, we're ready to do a little chip cheers over here. Let the people know what this flavor is called again. This is called again
the golden
tangy golden sriracha.
sriracha.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh wow.
You definitely can taste the sriracha, but it's very light. I wouldn't say it's spicy at
But there's
all.
a pepper flavor, like an actual chili, like a fruity, a really strong fruity. Hold on.
I'm getting more of an acidic note.
Really fruity. Oh, these are good.
They're good, but like a kid could eat these. These aren't spicy at all.
They would not mess up a kid at first.
Because like you'd think with sriracha there'd be a little bit more spice. I'd expect a little bit more, but I'd say the sriracha flavor is very mild.
Mm-hmm.
Almost got like a lemony. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it lemon, but
A yellow taste. It is
it's
kind
probably
of
what they call it, citric acid.
try a bold, sweet, tangy taste. Anyway, we just like kind of saw it at the gas station. Thought you guys
Yeah.
might like a little sample, and this is some local delicacies. We
Yeah,
have
pick
more.
these up. I wish I could have gotten a bigger bag.
They only have the baby.
They only have the
bags.
tiny ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice corn chip alternative. You know what? I think I would love to have with this a little bit of guacamole. I think
It
would go
would.
nice.
It would. You know, a bit of guac would. It get destroyed. It'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man. I gotta kind of hold back on them. All right, one more for people because I really like these ones. I'm gonna give them a very high rating. I can't do the on 10 rating because that's like the Bezan Risa thing. But I will give these a solid.
Out of 10, you said?
I'm gonna give them a letter rating.
I'll give it a rating out of 10. 10 is standard.
Yeah, I'm gonna give these like a B plus.
I'm going to give these a 7.75.
7.75.
I want to give it an 8, but I feel like it could just be a little bit stronger on the flavor, maybe a little bit more spice. But I think a 7.5 is a little harsh.
Yeah.
I think they just need to turn the dial a little bit more on the spice, a little bit more on the flavor.
Yeah, it's always a balancing game of a mass market product, but they're pretty
Exactly.
good. Owen says he saw them in Costco. Pick them up, Owen. Try them out.
Yeah, get the massive Costco bag. You won't regret it.
Okie dokie.
Okay, well, I want to thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
tuning in here. Terry, take the wheel.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the wheel over here. So this is a bit of a fun stream there. We were kind of relaxed over here. You got to have some a lot of chats with the fans over here, and kind of taking it easy here. So joining us on this kind of lazy May 1st over here, and we're happy to have you guys at our side joining us where we kind of talked about our trip to Japan there, answer some denim questions, and have a couple of Doritos finish off as a digestive.
Next week, we'll be here at the exact same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So be there as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Brandon will be back next week. So it'll be one of the Brandon episode.
It's a Brandon episode. Ask
So it's
about
gonna be jam-packed
Godzilla,
full
yeah,
of
Godzilla sneak peeks.
anything.
Brandon, he can't like Bay said, he can't keep secrets. So that's the time where you gotta get some juicy deets on upcoming projects. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for coming by. We'll say goodbye. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Au revoir.